Something interesting usually happens in the training room. When you spend some time with people and the interaction is good, eventually the people you're training would open up and share what their issues are. Now, if you had listened to my earlier video log on circle of influence and circle of concern, this is where you are able to actually apply that kind of strategy quite effectively. And employees will complain about the way their bosses speak to them, will complain about the ever-changing priorities of their bosses and not being consistent, and how then that impacts on their own work practices. And I've had to say to some employers as well that, look, yes, you're sending your staff to go on this training. You want them to be better organized. You want them to be more effective. But the question is, what is the environment like? What are you like? Do you have the right policies, procedures, processes in place to support the kind of behavior that you want them to exhibit? And what I try to do essentially is this. When I'm talking to employees, I avoid and I try to discourage their focus on things that they cannot control and try to bring the focus on themselves. And sometimes in training, I know I potentially might come across as a bit unsupportive or hard, but this is my objective. You shouldn't come to training to receive affirmation of your powerlessness or helplessness in a situation. You should come to training to be empowered to address the situation and the challenges that face you, and that's what we do. So when employees ask, of course, what I do is I turn their attention to the circle of influence and the circle of concern. But at the same time, I acknowledge that yes, those might be issues, but the responsibility in the situation now is how do they act within the area of influence to positively affect or address the issues that they're facing. Essentially, what they may need to do is find out more about the situation, change their own work habits. And by the time we begin to discuss this, they begin to see possibilities, things they can do, which increases their sense of power in the situation and essentially makes them more effective. So when it comes to training, sometimes actually, I think staff need training and employers as well need training.